Okay, if you can pause and read, please do so, because it's going to be voiceovers and pauses. So I realized that it would be hard to read some of the words on the screen, but overall, to sum it up, this is just some of the pictures of what I've experienced while being down there. I was on the streets for one moment. I was sexually harassed, stalked by this dude for like a month, and one of the men that I met out there was helping me find somewhere to sleep, and I slept over his place, but I realized it was unsafe and unsanitary for me to sleep there. So as y'all can see from the pictures, and at a certain point I went back on the street, and then a Covenant House bus was looking for the youth to pick up to go to a shelter, and this is the shelter of that youth shelter. After a month of being on the street, I went to that shelter. So I was literally only there for like 3 months, and then something happened, and I ended up getting transferred to this Christian women's facility, and it was like a freaking cult. I couldn't work for months, and that's just some of the pictures of certain things I was doing in there while I was being in there. At a certain point, I was just, trying to figure out how I was going to leave. At a certain point, I was led to leave. I didn't have money. Obviously, I couldn't work the whole entire time. And I met this lady, and me and her was hopping from hotel for like 3 days, and I realized I could not stay around her at a certain point, and I ended up contacting family, and then I found out when my sister told me to contact my dad. He told me, he asked me if I wanted to stay in Georgia, which my plan was to go back home, go to New York. He then told me he'll send me a bus to go there. And that's when his fiance paid for a bus ticket and I went to Jersey. But that's just some of the hotels I was staying at and all that. And then the next receipt is my uncle texting me. So the messages right here is more so me contacting my uncle, and some of the messages that's showing is him telling me that my mom and dad telling him not to help me and stuff like that, like all that stuff. And he was really just trying to expose everything about them, talking mess to me in the DMs, and then was telling me, oh, he was going to help me when I come to New York and this and that, and pay for my Greyhound to get up to back home. And he never did. He played with me and stuff like that. So, but as you see in the videos and stuff like that, as time went on, you could tell like I was in hotels with that lady. One of them, you see a little bed bug on the bed, and that was my last hotel I stayed in. And I was like, I'm done, I called my family members overall just because I was checking up to see how they were. I wasn't asking them for nothing. My sister was like, oh, make sure you call dad so he don't have an issue, because you know how he get. He's going to feel that way. He's going to say stuff. He's going to get mad because you didn't contact him first. So I was like, all right, because I didn't want to. I really didn't. So I contacted him, and in the midst of saying that, he found out that I was trying to go back up north, like come back. And he was like, oh, he can have his fiance pay for my bus ticket. And I was just like, bump it. I just took it because I was like, it was better than hopping from hotel to hotel. And at that point, the lady was running low on funds, and I was just ready to get away from that lady. I was tired of walking around in Georgia heat, carrying all them daggone bags, and this lady just being annoying and just all different types of stuff, like disrespectful. So I just took it. And in the last clip, you just see me inside of their house and stuff like that. And like I was officially back now. Well, not back, but I was in Jersey at the moment. That's where he lived, but that was close at least to where I was trying to go, which is being in New York.